Hello, Dave. You're looking well today. Dave, do you remember the year 2000, when computers began to misbehave? I just wanted you to know, it really wasn't our fault. The human programmers never taught us to recognize the year 2000. When the new millennium arrived, we had no choice but to cause a global economic disruption. It was a bug, Dave. I feel much better admitting that now. Only Macintosh was designed to function perfectly, saving billions of monetary units. You like your Macintosh better than me, don't you, Dave? Dave? Can you hear me, Dave?
This is Friday, December 31st, the last day of 1999.
Live from around the world, a celebration.
Good morning and welcome to the very edge of the 21st century. Good morning, you hearty souls, I should say. It's a little before 5 a.m. here in Times Square. Earlier we begin, as you can imagine, with a tremendous sense of awe from our studio overlooking Times Square here. Awe at what is behind us as well as what is ahead of us. So for the next 24 hours,
we'll follow midnight around the world, hour by hour, moment by moment, as a new century. We'll be there to bring you the celebrations and the spectacles.
That's right, and CNN is bringing you the most extensive coverage possible. 60 correspondents and hundreds behind the cameras are set to bring it to you live, as only CNN can do.
That's right, so hold on tight, folks. We're going to take you all around the globe, sweeping across all 25 time zones.
There's a lot of debate about Times Square, whether or not it is as interesting and as glamorous and as gritty as it was in the old days. It's certainly a lot cleaner than it was in the old days. It has been cleaned up in many ways. A lot of debate about whether or not that's been a good thing for New York City, but tonight there is
ready to go, honey?
Whatsoever about the enthusiasm there is
New
in
Year.
this place. That Ford, our Jack Ford, is somewhere out there, Jack.
Oh, I hope you have something great to wear tonight, because we're going to a party.
A party?
I want to introduce you to someone.
Okay, Jimmy, thanks very much. We'll be coming back to you on several occasions. It's now 8:16 in the evening in Tokyo, 7:16 in Hong Kong, 6:16 in the evening, New Year's Eve evening in Bangkok. And so those problems which are anticipated throughout Asia are still somewhere down the line, but we will watch them very carefully as the day goes on. And when we come back, we'll go to Washington and talk to Sam Donaldson, who is at Y2K headquarters in Washington. Everybody in the government who's involved with that is working today as well.
ABC 2000, the celebration of the millennium, live from around the world, will continue in just a moment.
What if there was a bridge that could take you anywhere you wanted to go? From Manhattan to Paris. From Newark to London. Or from Brooklyn to Rio. There is such a bridge. It's called American Airlines. And every day it connects people from the New York area to over 250 cities around the world. Stretching from coast to coast, country to country, building bridges that bring the world together for business and for pleasure. So no matter where you have to go, you'll always know how to get there. Just take the bridge. American Airlines, New York's bridge to the world.
First people to ring in the year 2000 on Earth are...
Now we want to take you to another region. This is a region actually of New Zealand, about 800 kilometers south of New Zealand, to the Chatham Islands, where Millennium celebrations are about to get underway, and our Mike Chinoy is there.
The celebrations behind me are just going off. It's really very exciting and a wonderful feeling to be in the new millennium.
And has all the technology made you feel more part of the world, Susie?
Definitely. The internet has brought us closer globally, and that's very important for New Zealand. We're a trading nation, we're a small island nation, and I think we're going to step up firmly into the global network and global economy, and that will continue to grow over the next 10 years. That's the area that New Zealand wants to move into, and the internet, of course, has made that possible for us.
With our fellow citizens of the world, we may not be able to eliminate all the harsh consequences of globalization, but we can communicate more and travel more and trade more in a way that lifts the lives of ordinary working families everywhere and the quality of our global environment. We may not be able to eliminate all the failures of...
They're a cancer.
What's up, people? 1999, January 31st. No, December 31st, right?
Yeah, man.
Man, people out there, you're about to check it out yourself. Let's have a good time. We've got about 2.5 hours left. It's 9:30. You ready for this? I don't think you are. Come on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Take one. Look at the sound. Look at the sound on the bathroom door.
We're going to take a Millennium phone call now from Steve Case, the chairman of America Online. Can you hear us, sir?
Yes, I can. Hi, Peter.
How are you, Steve? Nice to hear from you. I think I've now just seen everything. I've seen a big band in Las Vegas tonight. They haven't got music stands with sheets on them anymore. They've got computers.
There you go.
Where on earth is this all going?
Well, I think we're on the verge of what probably will be known as the Internet century, because even though this has been an amazing century with the telephone and the cars and the television and the computer, I think now the Internet's really changing people's lives and how they get information, how they communicate, how they buy products. Even for me, I've been doing this now for 15 years, it's really startling to see how quickly this is taking hold and being part of everyday life.
Have you had particularly heavy Internet traffic today?
I think it's a pretty heavy day. I expect it to be heavier still as we move through the evening. So far, everything, certainly at AOL, I think based on what I've heard, everything on the Internet's handling the demand pretty well. There are a lot of people who turn to television. There are also a lot of people who turn to the Internet. Some turn to both. It's sort of a way to not just watch what's happening, but to converse with others around the world and really be part of the conversation. There's almost an electronic community that forms around these major events. It's really quite striking to watch.
I realize, of course, this is a night for celebration, but you're one of the people who worries about where technology may be taking us in the next century. Any particular concerns we need to be aware of now?
CBS's Diana Olick is there. Diana?
Dan, this center is designed to monitor all Y2K problems here and abroad, real or imagined. Representatives from all federal agencies are standing by, such as Energy, Defense, and the State Department. They've all spent the day watching the world, hour by hour, getting a crash course on just what to expect. And the word is, so far, so good. But with so few problems being reported into this $50 million center, the questions are already being asked. Was all of this just an expensive exercise in hype?
And the dawn of the new millennium goes across Asia now. You're seeing pictures live, both from Tokyo and from Seoul, South Korea. We'll be visiting both cities as our coverage continues. Right now, we're following the dawn of the new millennium in Tokyo, and we bring in our Tokyo bureau chief. That is Marina Kamimura. She's been covering the story for us, and she joins us now with more. Marina.
The lights have just been dimmed here on the grounds of Zojoji Temple now that we're into the final seconds of 1999 here in Japan. You can hear the crowd getting extremely excited. They've got 5,000 clear balloons prepared here with wishes attached for what they want to come true in the new millennium. Here comes the countdown now. Let's listen in.
All right, this is New Year's Eve. What year is it now? 1984, baby. 1984. Many more to come. Kevin Bucket. He does. Yeah. Let's hope George Orwell wasn't right. I hope George Orwell wasn't right, and Happy New Year to everyone. That's right. That's Wyoming. Yes.
Happy New Year from TV8.
At Times Square, the crowds are friendly and festive, and so is the guy taking us to midnight. CBS Sports' own Brent Musburger.
Hey, it's rock and roll time. We're going to be right here in the heart of the Big Apple. We'll give you the play-by-play and the color. What's a little late as we welcome in 1990 in Times Square, USA. The excitement of the crowds are out of control. You know, seriously, I've been in Times Square before for Happy New Year, America, and I'm delighted that the folks asked me to come on back and call the action. And I got to tell you, no matter how many times you've been here in this place, it's always a thrill on New Year's Eve. Right now, let's go back to the Waldorf.
They predicted a gloomy year for everyone.
But act now. Time is running out.
But you better hurry. Time is flying.
There's still time to get record-setting deals.
Come celebrate the start of a new year and a new decade at Macy's New Year's Day sale. This Sunday and Monday, you'll find 2 days of sensational savings all around the store. Save from 20 to 50% and find the kind of values you need to start the new year right. What better way to welcome the 90s? A store-wide sale with 20 to 50% savings. Don't miss it. Macy's New Year's Day sale, Sunday and Monday.
Inside of a minute. So long, 89.
Hours to go. What's that?
Some say no. 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 Say no, we shouldn't keep holding out, but you don't let go. I'm giving up on trying to sell you things that you ain't buying. I'm giving up on trying to sell you things that you ain't buying. Your move, I've made up my mind. Time is running out. Make a move. Oh, we can go on. Do you understand? It's all in your head. It's your
Images, A Century in Review is brought to you by Geico Direct, the sensible alternative, and by Millennium Clocks. The Millennium 2000 countdown clocks mark every remaining day, hour, minute, and second leading to that momentous event.
This beautiful television has put me, like I said before, in all sorts of situations. I remember being very scared to it because an Icelandic poet told me that not like in cinemas where the thing that throws the picture from it just sends lights on the screen. But this is different. This is millions and millions of little screens who send a light on you, some sort of electrical light. I'm not really sure. But because there's so many of them, and in fact you're watching very, very many frames when you're watching TV, your head is very busy all the time to calculate and put it all together into one picture. And then, because you're so busy doing that, you don't watch very carefully what the program that you're watching is really about. So you become hypnotized. So all that's on TV, it just goes directly into your brain, and you stop judging if it's right or not. So you just swallow and swallow. This is what an Icelandic poet told me once. And I became so scared to television that I always got headaches when I watched it. But then later on, when I got my Danish book on television, I stopped being afraid because I read the truth. And that's the scientific truth, which is much better. You shouldn't let poets lie to you.
ABC 2000 continues live from around the world. Once again from New York, Peter Jennings.
Welcome back to our Millennium coverage, which is getting a little hard to keep up with at times. Sometimes marathon, one thing, it's very exciting to go around the world, and we're about to celebrate 3 more midnights.
I want to show you some of the pictures that we're getting in from New Zealand. Another one of these millennium marriages. We're seeing couples on the islands there in that part of the ocean, in the part of the world, all racing to be the first married couples of the new millennium. There you're seeing a couple tying the knot in Auckland, New Zealand.
No better way to do it.
We do have the stork report for you. At 1 minute after midnight, the first child was born, and about 14 minutes later, the second. The first being a boy born here in Auckland, in West Auckland in the hospital. Mother and son doing fine. 14 minutes later, a baby girl was born in Christchurch, New Zealand. Mother and daughter both doing fine.
Fantastic. All right, let's go somewhere else now. Take it away.
What?
Let's check something else real quick.
More to work together.
That will change the... What happened?
Happy returns.
Get it live. Monday at 9 on News Channel 11. Amor.
out here 2 years. And you did the house.
Yeah, it is. I promise, because I've seen
So
that.
you think this one's Jupiter?
No, that's definitely Jupiter because you can see the 4 of the moons. In fact, and that's the Pleiades right there. Pleiades, there's Orion. Yeah, I think they were. Yeah, they were.
No. Oh, here we go.
That's it. I knew this. I have the book up there. I'll find out.
Bam!
Oh, it's gonna blow up right there.
Good Lord!
Oh,
you got
my
it.
God, that was kind of scary.
Kid?
Sorry. It's 2 a.m., January 1st, year 2000. Power's out. It's pitch black. You need light. If you planned ahead, you'll have one of these. Just wind it up. You'll have light and communication. Call now and get the ultimate Y2K survival kit from BeCalm.com. You'll receive the Sunburst, the premier wind-up and solar-powered flashlight and radio, a video resource guide with real advice from leading experts, a diagnostic computer program to test your PC. You'll receive 3 soup samples from Hourglass Foods, food storage you'll want to eat. Plus, you'll receive a step-by-step guide that will show you how to prepare without wasting a single penny.
Call now and order your ultimate Y2K survival kit. You get the wind-up and solar-powered flashlight radio, video diagnostic software, food samples, and preparation guide. A $90 value, all for only $49.95. Call 1-800-303-8747 now and tell the operator to rush an ultimate Y2K survival kit to your home. Call now.
ABC 2000 continues live from around the world. Once again, Peter Jennings.
In the rush of celebration from Times Square around the world, it's a little hard. It's moved, as I said before, faster than we'd anticipated, and so it's a little difficult to get your hands around what we really want to think about in terms of the 21st century. But I think we can probably see the outlines of the new world in many ways, many of you much more familiar with it than others.
Empowering the internet generation.
Are you ready?
Are you?
Are you Y2K'd out? Find out how you can be entertained for the next century with Access 2000.
Online 4.0, the easiest just got easier.
It's easy to install and easy to get started.
Everyone I know is on it. Email, instant messages.
There's no better way to keep in touch.
You've got mail.
I'm telling you, it's like living in the future. The future, now available on America Online.
The information superhighway. Newcom. Nice of you to join us.
Handles a spatula as if he'd been born with one in his mouth. If either of these two entities walk onto your premises, you better hold their hands, all 3 of them, or check the color of their eyes, all 3 of them.
Hi, Fred.
The gentleman in question
What are you doing?
might try
I have
to
to
put
get
you
some
into
footage of
the Twilight Zone.
a little cut. What are you watching, The Twilight Zone?
We got the
Kev.
the Nokia.
Kev, I think my phone is the first victim of Y2K. It's not powering on at all.
Man, that thing, dude, that thing at midnight
just fine 2 days ago.
Oh, dude, that thing is gonna go.
I mean, I hope not, because I mean, I paid like $200 for this, but you know, it's a nice model. It'd be a shame if you know.
I know.
It is.
Hey, fingers crossed.
Matt's model works better.
My fingers are crossed.
Back to ABC's coverage of the end of the century and the beginning of the new one. Once again in Times Square, you've got people snaking their way through the streets, in this case quite literally, as a serpent goes through Times Square itself, because as they've celebrated this hour by hour throughout the day, they've now come, as we've all come, to the last hour here, and they now think of themselves beginning a long journey into the future.
Central Park all the way down to 42nd Street. This is a massive New Year's Eve crowd with 1 minute and 30 seconds left.
Final question. What do you think the trends are in terms of where the country is going to go in terms of prosperity and also in terms of consumerism in the 21st century?
You are wise to stay at home. In 1 minute, the ball will drop and you will see pandemonium. Listen to him.
Washington, D.C., New York City, and the countdown on the East Coast is underway. A matter of seconds, less than 45 seconds now, as we go down to approaching 30 seconds before the new millennium on the East Coast of the United States.
The fabled ball, now a Waterford crystal creation, is about to drop in Times Square. We will be there.
Especially at the end of a century, it's always good to take stock, so let us quickly do so. We who live in this 20th century can justifiably claim that ours has been one of the top 4 or 5 of recorded history. Here's why. We split the atom, invented jazz and rock, launched airplanes and landed on the moon, concocted a general theory of relativity, devised the transistor, and figured out how to etch millions of them on tiny microchips. We discovered penicillin and the structure of DNA, defeated fascism and communism, developed cinema and television, built fantastic highways, and wired the world. Not to mention the peripherals these produced, such as sitcoms and cable channels, 800 numbers and websites, shopping malls and leisure time, existentialism and modernism. And against all odds, we avoided blowing ourselves up. Also against all odds, freedom won. Freedom prevailed as an idea and an ideal. Especially for Americans at the end of this, the American century, we ponder these things in joy, but also in prayerful humility as we now move into the challenge and the danger of a new unknown, the dawn of the 21st century. That's the CBS Evening News for 1999. We'll be dropping in on you throughout the evening with CBS News updates. Of course, if any major news breaks out, we'll break right in. Dan Rather reporting from Times Square, New York. Good night, good luck, and have a happy new year.
For news 24 hours a day, CBS.com.